Hi, and welcome to the Traveling Knitter channel. My name is Steph, and this is the May episode where I talk about all the things that I've been making in the month of May, as well as what I've purchased. Before we get into the episode, I'll talk about what I'm wearing, because I'm actually going to take this off because I am very hot now. So this is my Savion cardigan, and this is knit out of Hey Sister Yarn Co. They do not dye anymore, but it is, what is this colorway? It is the Savion cardigan in the sepia colorway, Fantastic Base by Hey Sister Yarn Co. I knit the size 2. But I picked up more stitches for the armhole because I guess I just have chunky arms. I used up all 3 skeins. I wish that I'd had more because I would have made it a bit longer. And then I used a tiny amount of Knit Picks Capra DK that I dyed myself with avocado for the I-cord. And that's that. I'll stand up and show you a bit more of my outfit. I'm very fancy today because I knew I was only gonna wear this to podcast. So there it is. The shirt is a shirt from Amazon, and then the skirt is thrifted, but is a Lauren Conrad. Oh, I really like the shirt. And then I am also wearing underneath, I think you can see it, my Ripple Crop Bralette by Jessie May Designs. I'll show it. So I'm gonna take my shirt off and be in my bra for a moment here. And you're gonna have to ignore the burn lines that are on my body. So there it is. This is what it looks like. You can kind of see my lines. This is what happens when you work out and you sweat. You get lines all over your body from the friction. So anyway, here's the bra. Show you the back. And I quite like it. I made, the size that I made is, I think it's a size 2, but I think it's like the 4th or 5th size, but I went so far down because I wanted the fabric to just be not as holey, like just to be a bit thicker. This is using a very, I would say on the thinner side of a fingering. The yarn is one of my favorite colorways that I've ever purchased. Like, look at that fluorescent orange. It is from Teal Torch Knits. And I don't remember what the colorway name was called anymore, but I'll put my shirt back on. Do you guys remember the trend? Or maybe not. When I was in college, so this was 2009 through 2013, there was a trend to wear see-through shirts with like a pretty bra or something. I feel like I've seen the trend coming back. And I hope so, because I really liked that trend, and that's the vibe that I was going for. So that is what I'm wearing today. For finished objects, I'm realizing I did not prep my finished object because it's a pair of socks and I need a sock blocker. Lucky for me, they're right here. Don't fall on me. Don't fall on me. Up on. Get off the yarn. I have a finished pair of socks. These are a design by me, and I'm going to be publishing these at some point. So I have some changes or updates that I want to make, but basically I've got a twisted rib and then a textured detail stripe, and then I have this what is this called? Corrugated ribbing right here. Now, the thing I need to adjust are the heels, because I wanted the Eye of Partridge to go with the textured up here, but the issue that I ran into is if you have a small foot, you're not going to be able to get this on your foot. It's going to end up being on your, like, what is that called? The ball of your foot? And that's not what I want. I want this to be wrapped around your foot, like your arch, I guess. So if you have a larger sized foot than I do, like I have a 7.5, US 7.5. Not sure what that is in any other country. Sorry. You have Google. But if you have anything that is larger than a 7.5, this should work. Like, you would be able to get this to fit. But the issue is that I didn't want to put this in with the decrease for the gusset, because then you're going to have, like, the gusset's going to be inside the pattern, and I didn't want that. So there's what it looks like. So I'm going to swap out the heel for what I normally do, which is a German short row heel. And then I'll be able to shift this a bit back. So that's what I'm going to do for the second pair. These still fit. They fit fine. And I think they look really cute. And I will use them still as a sample. I haven't blocked them yet. I haven't woven the ends yet. But those are a finished object. So I'm quite pleased. I think they look really cute. I was inspired by, honestly, my high school Adidas soccer socks that I had to wear for soccer, because we had this like ribbing. They were bright orange, crazy bright orange, and then they had white stripes, but they had this like ribbing part around the foot. This does not do nearly as much compression as those socks did, but the aesthetics is, you know, I got one part of it. And that's the only finished object that I have, but boy, oh boy, have I been working on the whips. So let's do a fail. Okay, let's do a fail first. In this bag that I got at Vogue Knitting Live, and I've complained about it numerous times, that for the life of me I cannot find the bag designer tag anywhere, and I like to look like every time just to, you know, maybe someday I'll find it. Whip is the Solaris tank, which, look at all of that progress that I made from the last time, right? That's like 1.5 inches. I have to rip all of it back because I forgot that I was doing the side shaping. So I just, I stopped doing that when I picked this back up again. Yep. So that is the Solaris top. I don't dedicate a ton of time to it, but I am still looking forward to having this finished. This is knit out of Nice and Knit yarns in their crab cake colorway. They also don't dye anymore. They used to have a podcast. I think they used to like curate patterns. I don't think they do anything like that anymore, which is fine, but Solaris top. And I think, if I remember correctly, the Solaris top does not have a ton of sizes, so it's unfortunate, but you could adapt it. I know that's annoying to like pay for a pattern knowing that you're gonna have to do like math and stuff for it. If you really like the way that it looks, you can adjust it. It will take some effort. It's not going to be an easy adjustment, but you could do it. Next thing, we'll talk really briefly about, what is this guy called? It's like Italian summer scarf or something. It is in my Freckled Whimsy Fox bag. So this is the I'm pretty sure it's the Italian summer. I've knit about, you know, almost 2 repeats on it. And I am using, I don't know, US size 6. Genuinely, do you care to know about the needle size that I'm using? Because frankly, I don't care about the needle size that other people are using, because the way you knit is not necessarily the way that I knit. Our gauges are going to be different. So it's like, it's good in a pattern for, you know, a rough guess of what you're going to need, but I don't care when people tell me what needle size they're using. So I tend to forget and not call that out. So I'd love to know, do you guys find it like helpful to know the needle size of every single project that the people you watch on YouTube are using? Or do you also not care? Anyway, this is going to be so pretty. This is going to be like an elegant scarf that I give as a gift to, you know, maybe my boss or a coworker, someone. That's the fate of that. And to just get, you know, yarn out of my stash. Then let's do a new cast on. This is so funny. Oh no, I can tell I'm pulling stitches out. Okay. It's a dinosaur. Look at this guy, right? Oh my gosh. So this is a Cute-osaurus out of the Pika-Pau 3 book by Jan Schenkel. And it is Eduardo Cute-osaurus. This is what he looks like. So I went with, I've already pulled all my colors, this lime green as my main body. This is Loops and Threads Impeccable. And I'm just looking at the yarn over there. I'm doing like a dusty pink, an orange, like a darker tan beige, and then a white as my accent colors. And I think it'll look really cute. This is a gift for one of my friend's kids. I asked what kind of animal does he like, and I was told he likes dinosaurs. And basically, so I bought my friend these Haribo candies. They are called Kaka. They have what in Germany it's called Brause. It's this like carbonated sour dust, I guess. You know, like when you eat like a peach ring, and there's this like salty sour dusting that's on top of it. Think of that, but inside of a Skittle, and make the Skittle like the size of your thumb, the first digit. That's what it is. I love them. I think they're so good, and he likes them too. So I bought him a packet of them while I was in Germany, and I don't want to just like mail this like one single package of candy. So I thought, oh, I could make a toy out of one of these Pika-Pau books, because I have, currently there's 3 of them. I have all 3 of them. I think they're just so adorable, but I haven't made anything out of them. So I figured now would be the opportunity. I'll be honest, I did not realize the dinosaur was going to be this big. Like, I still have to do, I think, 7 more rounds before I even add his legs. So he's gonna be like that big, which is fine, but you know, the candy is small. So now I'm like paying for shipping to mail him this dinosaur. But anyway, so I have 2 skeins, so I'm gonna definitely use up all of this, but probably not a ton of the second skein of yarn. It would be cool if I just used this one, but I don't think I will. The hook I am using is a 2.5 millimeter. This is the only 2.5 I had. And I think the pattern actually wanted me to use a 2.75, which I don't have a 2.75. I either had a 2.5 or a 3, and I figured smaller is better. So I have broken this previously, and then I glued it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but there's glue here. And what I've noticed is that while I'm crocheting, I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but I'm bending it. So I keep like coming back to like bend it the opposite way, but I went and just bought a new crochet hook on Amazon. Gosh, it was like $10 for one hook. And I bought Addie Tulip, I think, or maybe it's just Tulip brand. I'll show it to you once it arrives. But I bought that, and hopefully, you know, this is fine, but I'm worried that I'm gonna break it and then I'll be stuck without a crochet hook. So I just bought another one. I bought a set of these. They're like they're metal, and then they have this like plastic handle part. I like that. I don't like using my crochet hooks that don't have any sort of handle grippy thing. My hands just cramp so bad from using those. And I wonder if it's because of the way I crochet. I crochet holding the hook like this, like it's wrapped around my hand, and then I have my thumb up here holding the yarn, and then when I'm crocheting, I'm actually twisting the hook around, or I'm spinning the hook as I'm crocheting. And so it's not like my wrist is a little bit moving, but I'm more so doing this as I crochet. So I don't know, that's just how I do it. So that is my little dinosaur. Then something I did put quite a bit of effort into is my other lavender sweater. This is another one of the Jessie made designs. It's like the simple raglan, I think. And here we are. So this is where I last was. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember to move all my progress keepers down. But here's where I last was. I was still doing my gusset increases, and I've done all of this. I'm very pleased with this. So I've separated for my sleeves. I've done a couple inches under the sleeves. I'm alternating my skeins. So I've got an indie dyed yarn and then a commercial yarn held together. So you can kind of see, this is Rowan Kid Silk Haze in the colorway 697, which I think was called Lavender or Lilac. And then this is Dye Mad Yarns in their National Bubble Tea Day color. This is their Chester sock brace. This is a indie dyed yarn company that is based out of Columbus, and they do have a storefront in downtown. So I like to go there and pick up some yarn for basically every year if there's like some sort of festival or something. So there it is. I think it looks really cute. I'm gonna have a second purple sweater that is very similar in hue, very different design as the azalea sweater that I finished in the last episode. This is gonna be super, super cute. And I think I'm knitting either the 3rd or the 4th size on that one. Something like that. Then I did put a little bit of effort into the shawl that is using my advent calendar from Artemis Yarns from 2023. And you can see I basically have just been doing this portion. So I was alternating colorways here, and now this is just all using one single color. This is how much I have left over from, you can see. So all of this is holding this single, and then, well, the whole thing is single, and this is a single base, but it's just that color. And then here is where you're doing every other, or every 2 rows, you're switching colors. So the first colorway is not that one. Oh, it is Soft Citrus. And then you get a blend. And then up in the eyelets is Sunkissed, which looks like this. And then I will go into this colorway, which is a pinky purple in Sweetheart. And then I will go into a purple blue, which is Wisteria. And then I will end on a straight up blue white in Blue Sky. The pattern, I adjusted the pattern so that I would use more of my yarn, because the way that the pattern is originally written, you're gonna have a lot of leftovers, and I did not want that. So I just made it longer, added an additional repeat, and adjusted some of the numbers, and hopefully that should work out. Once I get further into using up more of this guy, I'll just weigh it and make sure that I'm okay. This is the Moon Cloud Shawl by Artemis Yarns. It is the pattern that came with your Advent, and you have a couple different ways that you can knit it. And like I said, I did make an adjustment to it, but otherwise this is really fun. And I love knitting with singles. It's just so soft. The bag is Birch Grove bag. Then I will talk about a new cast on, which is part of my spring goals, my spring quarter goals. It is a cast on for a tank top. I think it's called the Sarah top. It is knit and published by a company, but I'm pretty sure Sari Nordland made it. The pattern itself, it like, here, it's free, but this is what the instructions look like. A big old blob of text. So the formatting is pretty crappy, and yeah, so the formatting was pretty crappy, and then the gauge is not part of the pattern. So I had to write what the gauge was supposed to be. And then there were a bunch of schematics. So I just like only printed one page, and then it cut off the schematic. So the website is not formatted to print the pattern, but I'm very much enjoying the knit. And I'm using Sun Is Gone Duo, which is a 55% merino, 45% cotton. And I want to say it's color 1015, which I think is Marzipan or Putty. I think the color is not going to look really well right now because the sun is officially down, because I kept getting notifications that my phone did not have space, even though when I went into the system, it had 30 gigs of space. So I don't know what was happening. I was like, I did a huge purge, so whatever. I am knitting the third size, which is a bust circumference of 37 3/4. Oh, wait. Inside length. I assume it says body circumference, so I think that works, which is 96 centimeters. And this is one of the tank tops that was on my list of tanks that I would like to make this year. So I'm pleased that I actually started it, and it's going pretty quickly. So the last thing I'll talk about are the socks that have gotten anything worked on. I've got in a bag that uses fabric from Japan. I don't remember the pattern, and it's in one of the Lina sock books, and I don't have it. I have not gotten very far at all, but this is using she comes to Ohio quite often, Ash and Bumble. And oh, you can see that a lot better on camera. So this is the main color, and then I have 3 stripes of a contrast color. And then here, which is going to be very difficult because I just started, there is a lace pattern right over here. I'm hoping that this is going to show up, not like necessarily on camera, but like in real life, this is going to show up. And yeah, because if it's not, then I'm going to rip it out and I'm just going to knit this straight, because I think just doing the little stripes is going to be fine, because it's a pretty variegated skein. So we'll see. So I might adjust this if this doesn't look good. The needles I'm using are Acquisition. It is a Lana Grossa, which is I'm pretty sure it's German brand. They have needles. So I picked up 2 just to try. I got needles for socks, and oh, what did I get? I think I got a US 0 for these. And then the other needles I got were, I think, a 3.25 or 3.5 millimeter. It's one of the sizes that there's no US equivalent for the size. So I thought that would be perfect to just try a new needle and also get a size that I don't think I have, because it's not a standard US size. And then the other sock, I finally got some work done on, what is this? Is this February's socks? Look how cute that turned out, right? These are the ananas socks from 52 Weeks of Socks, Lina. Oh, I'm loving, they're so cute. So this is my contrasting color, and I'm not going to use it again. Now I'm just going to use my main skein, which is Ryan's yarn in Georgia Peach or something. I got this in Atlanta when I went and saw Blackpink and ITZY. And then the coordinating mini is an Emma's yarn that I thought worked really well. So this is really cute. And will most likely be a breeze to knit, because it's now that I've done the pattern, I'm done. It's basically a 6x2. So 6 knits and 2 purls. Very, very excited. Okay, I have other whips, but those are the ones I worked on. Before we go any further, I'm gonna draw my next sock, even though I'm so woefully behind. And the next one is Yarnaceous Fibers, Very Bad Idea. Let me go grab that. And they look like this. So it's a deep teal and then a purpley pink Salta fingering sock set. This is from the Jurassic Park Yarn Club, which I very much enjoyed. And that's that. No idea what I'm gonna make with these yet. So the last thing we'll do is acquisitions. What did I buy while I was in Germany? I bought a lot, but I was limited because of my suitcase space. I didn't bring like an additional carry-on, and that was a regret. And honestly, I would have been fine, but I went shopping at Primark. I had planned to go to Uniqlo, but I bought so much at Primark because there isn't really a Primark. I don't think there's a Primark in Ohio. Apparently there's a Primark in Chicago, and then I know there's a Uniqlo in Chicago and a Uniqlo in New York. There's a couple. So I've been to Uniqlo a couple times in New York and Chicago, but I didn't know about the Primark. Like, I've been to Primark in Germany. And so we went and I bought a lot of stuff, which is why my suitcase could not fit yarn. Like, it fit yarn. It fit yarn, but it got to the point where I had to stop. So I went to, in Berlin, we went to Wool Over Berlin, I think is what it was called. And I bought Manchelope, 2 skeins. This is going to be the tulip sweater or tulip top, the scalloped top. And I believe 2 skeins is going to be enough for that, hopefully, because there were only 2 of the same colorway. And then I got more yarn from that store. It's just not at the top here. And then they had yarn that they dye themselves, so their in-house yarn brand, which is called Frieda Fuchs. Hand-dyed yarns from Berlin. And I bought 4 skeins of the Steppke single, which is just a single. This is the colorway Saffron, which is saffron. And this is Assam Pfeffer, which is something pepper. I'm not sure what Assam means. And then fuchsia, and sesame, which is, I'm pretty sure, sesame. And these are gonna be an amazing shawl. Not sure what shawl, but that's what they're for. I bought them together for a shawl. Then well, I'm not gonna go in order anymore. While in Munich, I went to Rauwak, where I had a very hard time because I wanted to buy more. Munich was the last city we were in, other than we did go to Salzburg, but I was with more people, so I didn't go yarn shopping. But anyway, so I went to Rauwak and I decided to just get Rauwak. So this is their yarn. It is definitely a rustic yarn. It's 100% merino, organically raised, single flock in Bavaria, which is where Munich is. It's 2-ply, woolen spun, sport weight. 100 grams is 300 meters, and this was sheared and spun in Bavaria, spring, summer 2022-2023. And then I bought it in 2024. This is the sand colorway. I did want a different colorway. There was a more brownie color, but they did not have 5 skeins. So I bought these, and I'm gonna hold this with most likely a mohair, but I'm very excited for that. And then I bought quite a bit of commercial yarn. So I was in Germany, the grocery stores sell yarn, which is just amazing. Love it. I guess it's like saying Walmart sells yarn. They do. But a big difference is that Walmart doesn't sell, Target doesn't even sell yarn, which is sad. Target should have a craft section, or a better craft section that sells yarn. So Walmart would be, Kroger doesn't really sell yarn. Meijer sells yarn. Meier's a grocery store. So if you go to the bigger Meier's, the newer ones, they have yarn. But in general, a lot of these big box store places in the US, they don't sell natural fibers. It's very acrylic heavy, which in the what was I in? It might have been DM. Either way, there was acrylic, but there was also a lot of sock yarn. So I bought 2 skeins of Lana Grossa in the sock yarn. And it's 80% wool, 20% nylon. I got a bright green color, which is $13.94, and then I got a white, which is $11.01, and I thought these would make very striking socks. I also got 2 for my mom in a hot pink and a gray, with the thought of like those 2 colors would look really, really cool. So sort of matchy vibes. And then we were in a store called Idea, which was like a huge craft store, and they carried Walleröde, which is a like a German yarn brand that also has their own stores. See, the US just doesn't have that. We don't have like Lion Brand. Lion Brand doesn't have their own little Lion Brand stores. But I would equate, and you feel free to disagree with me, but I feel like I would equate Walleröde with Alliance Brand within the US, other than Lions Brand does not have its own storefronts and they sell in other stores. So Walleröde sells in other stores, but then they also have their own store. Anyway, in Idea, they had Regia and Walleröde. And so one of these skeins is completely falling apart. I bought 2 solid Regias. So this is color 17 and this is color 1992. So it's an off-white and then a light beige, with the thought that I could make a bunch of fun socks using the Strumpfwolle by Walleröde. This is the one that is coming apart, is this golden one. So I bought these guys to kind of mix interchangeably with those so that, you know, I can have more than just 4 socks. So I bought Walleröde Strumpfwolle, 75% wool, 25% nylon, and they're all 50 grams, and the colors are, so this, the tag is ripped on the golden one, so unfortunately it's ripped where the color would be, so that's now a mystery. This green one is the color 38. The red is the color 35. And then this like gray blackish color is the color 2. Then the last yarns that I purchased, there was this really fancy department store in Munich where the that famous Glockenspiel, it's like a clock with, it's like a very, very large cuckoo clock, but the figures and stuff like move, and it's like a 10-minute show that happens twice a day. Anyway, so there was, I think Ludwig might have been the department store. They also had a craft section of their department store, and it was in a separate building, and it was super busy. And this is, I spent a lot of time in there. That's where I bought the needles. And the issue that I ran into is that they did not have enough of almost anything to make sweaters. And there were just walls of yarn, and it was organized by color, and she kind of had to go digging, and I just wasn't feeling like asking somebody. And then all the neutrals were behind the desk, so it was like really weird to like be behind there while they're trying to like check people out. And either way, I bought a more Lana Grossa in the Cool Wool vintage, And this is the color 7363. And it's all the same colorway. This is the issue. I think there was another skein, but it was a different colorway and you could tell. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. So I hope, like, if I like this, maybe this is something that I can get sent. But it's beautiful. They also had cool wool vintage worsted, or they had it in a different weight as well. And then the last kind of crafty thing that I'll talk about is we went to a fabric store, like a local fabric store, and I bought some fabric. So first off, I bought 2 rolls of this like pleather to go on the bottom of bags. And like, look at all of this, right? Like, this is a lot, right? €2. So she charged me €2 for that. And I got another one in black, €2. So that's exciting. And then I got this like peachy pink jersey to make some sort of shirt or sweater. And then I got a very light pink, some sort of fabric to make a skirt. And then I think this, I think I might have enough. It was in like, I don't know. I don't know what the size is, but if I have enough, I want to make a dress out of this one. And they also sold zippers. So I bought a zipper for €7 because like that, you cannot buy this for €7, or for, I guess it would be like $8.50, maybe $8. You can't buy this for $8 in the US. I would have loved to buy more zippers, but I don't know what to use them for. Yeah, like I don't have any plans really, so I didn't, just buy a bunch of zippers for no reason. And that is that. So that is everything that I did in May, and it's June already when I'm recording this, but and I bought yarn from Joann's because they had a really good sale going on and a big clearance section. So I bought yarn, but that's it, because I booked my flight and got tickets to go to Flock Fiber Festival. So I'm not gonna buy yarn until Flock. I clearly do not need to buy yarn. I do not need to buy yarn. But yes, so I'm excited to go to Flock. It's just me going. My mom and my friend are not coming. So if you're going and you want to hang out, let me know. But otherwise, yeah, it's great. So life updates, obviously, I just came back from Germany. I have been attempting to edit a vlog. The footage was over an hour and a half long, and it's not me talking. Not like, basically none of it is me talking. It's just like recording the things that I see. So I don't know how exciting that is for people, but I'm gonna post it because I like it for me personally. It's kind of like home videos nowadays. So that's gonna be coming out soon, probably after this podcast. And what else? Back on my marathon training, I did 14 miles today, which is the furthest I have ever gone. And I'll caveat, I didn't run the whole 14 miles. Like, technically I was out for I think 15 miles, but we're just gonna say 14. My calves and the back of my knees were cramping so bad that I was crying in my car because it hurt so bad. And I was like trying to figure out what to do. So I drank I drank water, and then I've been eating goo, but I don't have any goo right now. And the goo that I like, you can't actually buy from Amazon. So I'm just like, where the heck do I buy this goo in bulk and save some money than, you know, paying per individual packet, which is what I've been doing because I've been trying different flavors. I also need to get new shoes. It's time. So, you know, a combination of a lot of things, but the goo, it's honestly, it's just sugar. So I figured when I got back, I would just eat a bunch of my gummies from Germany, because I bought this like little bucket, and then you could like scoop the gummies in, and it was like €5 to do this, and it was like a container this big. I should have got the bigger container, like that was a small container. Fantastic deal. And so I have a little bit of gummies left over, and so I was just eating the gummies, and I think it actually helped. Yeah, so, and you saw the lines on my body, so that was great. Is there anything else going on with the life? Not really. I mean, I told you about Flock. Very excited about Flock. The U.S. women's national team played. Our new head coach, Emma Hayes, gets the game that just happened, and then the next game before she has to announce the Olympic roster. So that's a lot of stress for her. But we beat South Korea, or the Republic of Korea, whatever they're called, and Tierna Davidson scored 2 header goals. She's a center back, so that was wild. Wild. I think the commentator said that she has literally 2 career goals. She's a center back. Center backs don't score. They stay back. And I think they said like she scored once for the US and then once for her club team. So she doubled her lifetime goals in the span of 10 minutes because she scored them back to back, almost on the same set piece basically. So she was just taller than the Korean defender, and they just did not mark her well. Future plans, I guess, along with soccer, I'm hoping to go to Portland to go see a soccer game. So I have that, and then I think that's it for the trips this year. I'm already looking forward to more trips though. Like, why do we have to work? Why is that a thing? Anyway, it was so nice to talk at you. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope that the things that I'm working on look exciting, and I hope you're excited with whatever you're working on. And if you care, I'm gonna have a Germany vlog. It's gonna be super, super long, so it's gonna be one of those like put it on in the background while you knit without paying that much attention, if you care. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye.